Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. My brother and sister-in-law think I'm a free babysitting service. I'm blocking them and dropping them off at his job. Original post. My brother is 27, I'm his little brother by 4 years, and we have kids the same age. When my son is with his mother, they expect me to watch their 2 kids, for free. It's always can I do a simple thing for them, like take them to an appointment, pick them up from school. My cutoff time is 6 p.m. nightly, but every day is an excuse. Oh, I wanted to stay over time, I needed a drink, well I decided to go shopping. It's gotten to the point I don't even ask to see my nephews anymore, because I don't want to be suckered into giving up my whole night. I can't even get help getting my son picked up. If they do watch him, it's for a bit, and it's an excuse and I have to go get him as soon as possible. I've told them I'm fed up. They want all this help, then cry when no one wants to watch the kids because they take advantage. His wife's side of the family won't even help. When brother was in jail, I helped her and kept the kids for her because she'd work crazy hours. Today I took my oldest nephew shopping for some shoes at 3 p.m. His birthday was last week and he received a lot of money. It took about 30 minutes and he wanted to stop and get his brother some food. I get to their home, no one is there. I'm calling their mom and dad, over 40 calls and no one is answering. Being a responsible adult, I didn't leave him there alone. It's now 9 p.m. where I'm from and they want to argue about not getting the kids. My dad said I should just suck it up, that it's family and I know they do this. My mom says to cut it off and refuse to help. When I called my brother's job, they said he's there and hasn't even asked to leave. So, I'm planning to drop them off at the hotel he works at and leave. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Text mom and dad and tell them that if they aren't home within the hour, you're calling the cops and reporting the children abandoned. Then don't answer their texts and calls. They'll either turn up, send someone else, or blow you off. If they blow you off, call the cops. No playing around. Even texting the parents, the threat of calling CPS should be enough. Tell your father to babysit if that's what family does. If that's what family does for each other, is it something he does for family? Or does he only expect you to do it for family? If it's the latter, tell him to pound sand and get off of his butt and watch his grandchildren. It's good to have family you can count on, but it's a two-way street. You are being counted on, while never able to count on them. I'm trying to refrain from flat-out saying your brother is a piece of trash who married a similar variety, because that's not really helpful. He is used to manipulating and taking advantage of people who love him to benefit himself. His wife may have been decent, but checked out after having it done to her for too long. Or maybe she has always been like him. You can opt out of having a relationship with the adults, but I beg you not to lose the relationship you have with the kids. They are old enough to see what's going on, and you are possibly the only responsible adult in their personal lives. The only one showing them how to be a decent human being. They are going to have mad issues later because they see you get angry at their parents and they are the reason why. It's not their fault, but they are the reason from what they can discern. Please go over the top reminding them that you love them, even if they occasionally behave unlovable, even if you have to do things they will see as unloving in their naive viewpoint. Their time with you might be the only time they feel valued. I have been in your shoes. One weekend I agreed to babysit my sister's 1-year-old so she and her husband could go off and party. Take a break and visit friends, she said. As I was driving their 13-year-old to Saturday detention and asking him what led to it, it dawned on me that it's not normal to not give a damn when your kid is struggling and getting in trouble in school. He was going off the rails and his parents were just not there. Didn't care. When same sister was 17 and I was 12, she frequently tricked me into babysitting her baby, the aforementioned 13-year-old, while she ran to the store with her boyfriend. She would often be gone for hours. My situation changed when I moved far, far away from our home turf, and she found other people to manipulate, but I never regret any of the hours or days I parented her kids for her. And now for the update. Me and my wife share this account, and I didn't realize this blew up so much. Thank you all for the advice. Around 10:30, I decided to drive around to the sister-in-law's favorite bars. I found her and let the bouncer know her kids were outside. She came out 2 minutes later, screaming that I'm ruining her night. She was drunk off her butt already. A 6'4" guy who looked Native American comes behind her asking if she had a problem, then says he happy to finally meet her kids. I'm confused that he thought I was her ex-husband. So turns out she has been cheating, no shocker honestly. So I drove them all to my brother's job, drunk wife and kids, and made her tell him she's been cheating since he was in jail. Left his wife at his job, and drove the kids to my dad who lived 4 hours away. Then charged him for gas money for the drive. This morning I connected a watch line on my account for my eldest nephew and told him this is for emergencies if you need me. I won't abandon the kids, but I blocked his parents. Next story. Am I wrong for scolding my sister in front of everyone while she is going through a divorce? Original post. Myself 29 female and my husband 36 male went to visit both our parents. They live 8 hours away from us by flight and it was expensive, but we do it because holidays mean a lot and also to see my niece Rue, 5 female. She is my world and I love her to death. For this vacation, her mom, my twin sister Mila, was missing for most of our family gatherings and was spending time with her boyfriend and doing part-time job. We have a good relationship, but was really worried that Rue doesn't get time with her mom and angry that she just leaves her with all of us. She leaves in the morning and comes home late, and apparently this has been going on for months. For a brief context, she is separated from brother-in-law and she wants a divorce while he wants to try. But she came back home because they were not compatible and it's messy. So since she is a single mother, I send her allowance for her and Rue, and also for other housing expenses directly to her, so she can give our parents rent and focus on Rue, and have a smooth divorce. I send her a total of $10,000 in my fun money account which she has access to and uses. She sees a therapist and I get charged for this as well. Additionally, my husband pays for her divorce lawyers. We both work hard and are not rich but we are good enough. I know it's not easy what she is going through, and have never questioned her when there are withdrawals. But this holiday, I was so mad at how she is and who she is turning into. According to Mum, Rue is missing her mum and has withdrawn so much. She has not been giving them rent, and not helping around the house, and doesn't even take care of Rue. Mom works and Dad looks after Rue until Mom comes. They are also old and cannot really actively interact with her. Then my mum says she's upset with me for not helping Mila out financially, as they are also struggling with 4 mouths to feed. I have never been angry as I was then. I observed her for a week, and the second week I confronted her privately. She said being a single mom is hard, and she is distressing. I called BS and told her what she has been doing with the money, that I'm glad she is working part-time. But what is she doing with Rue when she is comfortable? And even more angry that none of the money I give is going towards Rue or helping with her. She stormed out of the room and said I am ruining the holidays and being judgmental when she is going through so much. I told her how dare she say that after I give her everything, even when I don't have money left to buy new clothes for Christmas because I thought it was worth it. And that if she doesn't stop and focus on Rue, then the money stops. I was so mad I forgot everyone could hear us. All our parents heard it. I felt so awful for exposing all this, but I was so mad. She called me a jerk, and so did my brother, saying I should have picked a different time. Now that I'm calm, I feel I am an idiot for exposing her like that. Vacation has been awkward since. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Not wrong. But OP, stop the money now and give it to your parents instead. You gave that money to her in good faith that she would use it for her daughter, but she hasn't. You didn't ruin the holidays, she did, with her greed. She asked for the money, and I agreed until she gets back on her feet. The others we paid because she is my sister after all. But I am so scared she might spiral if we took the money away from her, even more than she is now. The codependency is strong in this one. Therapy you need. In all seriousness, you are not responsible for her misbehavior, and in fact, you may be simply prolonging the inevitable. She needs to fall on her butt sooner rather than later, so she can pick herself up and fix the mess that is her life. It's not your job nor responsibility, despite how much you love and care for her. She's taking advantage of everyone's good nature and their empathy to her situation that she got herself into. There's never a good time to address matters like this. You forced an opportunity, and that's absolutely okay. It's not just about her, it's also about you. You have given her too much already to continue being a heel. Congratulations for standing up to her and calling her out. Yes, it is. Also, we were too busy to communicate and check up on what was really going on, because we need to earn enough to enjoy the holidays, right? And now it's just such a circus. A part of me still believes I may be responsible for her behavior by not really checking on her, but she has been taking advantage and lying too. If we didn't address it, then we never would have done it any other time where everyone was in the same place, face to face. Thank you for giving me some strength because I was feeling like crap. Not wrong, but the gravy train stops now. Where is she spending it then, if she doesn't help with rent, which I presume should be the bulk? Your sister is an a-hole, an entitled moocher a-hole. I only know what she spends when she withdraws from my account. The other $10K I don't know and have never asked. Rent is only for utilities and food, the rest for them both to just be as comfortable as they were before. I am just so confused and don't know if I played a part in this. Now for the first update. Thank you for each and every one of you for your perspectives. My family and Mila and the brother-in-law are meeting today for dinner and a discussion afterwards. I have asked Mila to speak to me before brother-in-law comes, so she has a chance to tell the truth. Waiting for her to come at the moment. Since there's so much going on, I will update you all once things settle down. Thank you all for giving me courage and words, so speak up and for clarity. Regardless of whether I am an idiot or not, I reinforced her behavior without actually finding out what's going on. For those asking why I gave her access, because we are close and she is my blood, and I had no reason to doubt her until all of this came to light. Maybe I was manipulated all along and seeing a different side to her, or more likely she is spiraling after the divorce and separation. This also has not been confirmed, and I am this close to losing it too. But thank you all for your kind words and advice. Second and full update. Thank you for everyone who personally reached out to me and gave me some strength and resolve, and all of you for your inputs. You guys deserve an update, but you guys also need to know some information I couldn't put due to character limit. My sister and I are non-identical twins. She had the beauty while I had the brains, but we grew up equal and loved each other and were loved very much. But I was always the responsible one, and due to me being more academic, I was able to get a good job and do my master's. This same period about 5 years ago, my sister got married and had Rue, but because I was busy with clinical placements and thesis, I couldn't spend much time with her nor visit, hence my guilt. She used to say that her husband was mentally mistreating her and possessive, and restricted her from going out and having fun, and it was easier me to suggest marriage counseling for them, and over time both of them said they are getting better, but she wasn't as happy being married. She had a fantasy in her head about marriage and kids, and it wasn't as easy as she thought. So she turned to different coping mechanisms, like clubbing and overspending, which we didn't know, and her soon-to-be ex didn't tell us. My reasons where I choose the easier path was because I was also trying to cope with me not having kids yet, though we are trying, and my thesis and working hours as clinical psychologist was also overwhelming. I believe she knew exactly what she was doing and manipulated us all by showing compliance, and then when she had her chance, she left her husband. I'll get into this soon. What has actually happened was she had been overspending, and brother-in-law had to pick up the slack at home, and the part-time nanny, female 47, became full-time housekeeper. The nanny's daughter, female 25, used to come to babysit Rue, and they bonded fast, and so did brother-in-law with Rue, but he maintained his distance with the new sitter. Mila grew to resent that Rue wasn't as clingy with her as before, and started to distance even more, and then started coming home late. Marriage counseling had stopped by this time due to both brother-in-law and sis not having time. Then brother-in-law had seen flirt messages from a guy on Mila's Snapchat, and he told her to leave the house. She did, but with Mila, while he was at work. She had also left him a message saying she knows about him and the sitter, and will let it all come out soon. Brother-in-law decided that he didn't want to continue the marriage and spoke to lawyers, and while they were preparing the documents, she was with my parents. He used to meet her outside every weekend where Mila dropped Rue at the park and picked her in the evening, but she wanted to show us all that he never cared, so didn't mention these and had told Rue not to say a word, which Rue confirmed. Anyway, court dates have been given, and we are discussing custody and visitation between our lawyers, and Mila broke down and said she needs help. She will be going to do intense therapy with a colleague I recommended, and then brother-in-law says we can discuss partial custody. I, in the meantime, am seeing my therapist as well. I have also agreed with my sister that she will not be receiving any allowance. She has applied for a part-time job now and will be contributing to the rent. I, however, will be sending my parents an allowance because I want my mom to retire. And for Rue, her dad will be taking care of her expenses. Brother-in-law is also going to sponsor Mila's therapy sessions, since he believes and feels he had a part to play in her spiraling as well, but they both agreed to divorce since it was toxic. I still believe Mila can work it out after she does some therapy, but that's just my opinion, and I am going to see how she changes. I am sorry this is not nicely or neatly written, but my head is a mess, and I am writing whatever I can recall. Thank in advance for all of you and your strength. Info: so was your brother-in-law actually cheating? There was no emotional affair or anything inappropriate according to brother-in-law, but Mila showed me screenshots of them messaging with smileys about when brother-in-law needs to pick up Rue, and I think this was okay, and she used it to manipulate us. She still insisted that it felt wrong because he never sent her smileys, and I agree with this, but I thought both brother-in-law and Mila could have communicated their insecurities with a good marriage counselor, and can still work it out. Hope this makes sense. I have also agreed with my sister that she will not be receiving an allowance. So, people don't need to reach an agreement with people like Mila when it comes to cutting off funding, especially when it's been shown that she's been lying. I am also very outraged and offended on OP's behalf. That was some ugly snideness from Mila about OP taking the easier path of getting her master's. Right. I have never pursued any advanced degrees, but I know people who have. To call graduate school the easy path is utterly insane. I have a friend who is currently in grad school who has literally called me in tears over his workload. She is blood. I love how people use this to justify allowing someone to take advantage of them. They always state it like it makes them better people. I'm a big believer that ultimately you choose your family. The idea of blood being the end-all be-all of relationships is distasteful to me. Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. Awkward friend wants me to leave my girlfriend and date her. I told her nicely that it won't happen, but she is unrelenting, contemplating breaking our friendship. Original post, I 20 male, befriended an awkward classmate of mine, Wendy 20 female, from a class in university, and we were pretty good friends. She managed to also slowly become friends with a few of my friends from my friend group, and comes out to hang with us often. On her side of things, me and friends from my group are the only real friends she has on campus, if you know what I mean. Now, I've been dating my longtime girlfriend Sue since freshman year, and since she has her own group of friends, hanging out and finding our time is a bit difficult at times, but we've managed well. Recently, with finals on our heads, I only really hung out with Sue in my free time, that too in the library where we were doing our own thing and studying. I don't know why or how this came up, but one day after finals when we finally hung out a bit, Wendy confided in me that she has never had a boyfriend and wants me to be her first boyfriend. I pretty much shot that down right that instant by saying, "You know I love Sue, right? It would be better if you were actually not thinking what you said." She straight away said to my face, "Yeah, I'm waiting for the day you break up, and I carry your broken heart." I got angry but didn't say anything, just said I gotta go, and walked into a professor's cabin who had called me for research work assistance that day anyways, and was friendly enough to not mind me showing up randomly, knowing that she wouldn't follow me there. A couple days later, she again goes, "When are you breaking up?" And I say, "Stop that, you know it ain't gonna happen." And this continued for a few weeks, until yesterday I got extremely mad and said, "Even if I'm not with her, why the hell would I date you? You ain't even my type. Stop being clingy and find some friends, because if you don't stop your nonsense, I ain't gonna remain one." After this happened, the other friends from my group who were friendly with her also started being cold towards her. Now, things got extreme. I mean extreme, when she jumped at me attempting to kiss me while Sue was standing right there beside me. Sue knew what's going on, and before I could say anything, she signaled me to keep quiet, and I said nothing as I watched my girlfriend break down Wendy. I told Wendy very calmly again to not do that, and that we can remain friends if she can get over me within the month. The month has expired, and she is back to her old habits. I don't want to put her back into her having no friends lifestyle, but I have no choice. I have avoided her as much as I can, but I haven't completely shrugged her off, but I'm really about to do so. I can't take this nonsense. Some people are definitely going to go like, "But you should let it go, she's just depressed, you'll be a bad person to leave her, etc." But I just can't. Should I ditch her or not? Now for the top advice before reading the update. Some people have no friends because of bad luck. And some people have no friends because they have alienated everyone around them with their behavior without learning any lessons. Yeah, this is far more worrisome and urgent than OP seems to realize. I do not think Wendy is a safe person to be around. I agree. I am a dude, and I was assaulted by a friend, a woman much smaller than me, who had convinced herself that I was into her, though I was at the time happily dating someone else. I told her I'm not into her. Though she had said some weird stuff, I figured I'm in the clear. I didn't really see her as dangerous. She waited till I was too drunk to consent, then forced herself on me. She even wrote me an email joking that I probably don't remember anything because I was almost passed out. Such people, who don't understand the basics of human relationships, are very dangerous. I don't think anyone here would tell you that you're a bad person for ending a friendship with someone like that. A few days ago, a straight friend of mine rejected a gay guy in a pretty respectful manner by pointing out that he's interested in women only. The straight guy got blasted as an anti-LGBT person. I see this situation as a similar one. Yeah, I'm waiting for the day you break up and I carry your broken heart. This would have been the end of the friendship immediately. And if I was dating someone and that wouldn't be the end of their friendship with someone who said that to them, I'd be breaking up. Oh, I haven't actively hung out with her after that. Mostly just she coming up, asking something and me walking away, or her saying that bullcrap and stalking. For all intents and purposes, she isn't a friend anymore, and the point of the post is more to talk about the repercussions of me actually going up to her to let her know that she's unfriended, and that she has to back off. And now for the update. After reading your replies, guys, I have a question I urgently need help with. I want to find someone in authority who I can report her behavior to and express my fears of her going towards self-harm, just to keep myself out of any possible trouble. Just any adult who the police will listen to when they say that he informed me this could happen sort of thing. So I went to my student guidance counselor and informed him of the situation. He has recorded my grievances in an official document or something, and has emailed Wendy for an urgent appointment with him. He has asked me not to pursue this further without his knowledge, and that he will relay my concerns to her dorm's director. He did say though that I can talk to the dean or department dean for more clarity on school policy regarding this situation, and what it means for me. As for her, in the first common class I had with her, I just told her straight to not make contact of any kind with me again, and threatened a restraining order. The end. I thank everyone here for their advice, and I agree I was being dumb. Next story. Update. My best guy friend just told me he's in love with me 2 days before my wedding. Original post. As the title says, I've been with my fiancé for 3 years, engaged for a little over a year. My best friend and I have known each other since freshman year of college, and we are all in our early 30s. This morning, I woke up to a long text from my guy best friend that he had sent around 6 in the morning. Basically, it was him pouring his heart out. He said he's been in love with me for years, but always hoped I'd end up breaking up with my fiancé and finally noticing him. He asked me to call off the wedding and run away with him. It said I needed to tell you before it was too late. I just feel gross. And sad. I have no feelings for him beyond platonic love. I've drafted a response and deleted it over and over. I haven't even told my fiancé. I don't want him to have to worry about me so soon to our wedding. I know I need to, but I don't know what to do or how to phrase it. What's worse is that he's become my fiancé's friend too. I'm also pretty angry that my friend chose such an unfortunate time to cause me such distress. There were so many times over the years he could have just bucked up and told me how he felt. But waiting until right before I'm married. Like I would just cancel my wedding and leave my fiancé because of a goddamn text. I want to tell him to not come to the wedding. I can't trust that he wouldn't try to pull something. I don't even know if I want to talk to him again, but the thought of losing my best friend is heartbreaking. Hell, the thought of not having him at my wedding is really painful. He's put me in an uncomfortable and impossible situation. I wish it wasn't on me to deal with his feelings for him. I wish he had either stopped being friends with me when he realized us ending up together would never happen, or had told me a while ago. I don't want to kick him while he's down, but I need to make it clear that I have no feelings, the wedding is still on, and I don't want him to attend. We have been friends for over a decade. I've been crying over this all day. I feel almost disgusted, knowing that this whole time he had ulterior motives. How do I even go about dealing with this? I'm supposed to get married in under 48 hours. Edit. I'll be showing the text to my fiancé after he gets home from his brother's. I won't send anything until he's here with me. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Kai has seen way too many rom-coms. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he had been hoping for some Pam and Jim scenario. If he's anything like the guy who pulled this on me when I was getting ready to move in with my now husband, he'd lose interest really quickly the minute she's available. I got engaged last year, and 2 of my longtime male friends decided that it was a good idea to profess their undying love for me shortly after. I just cut them off. OP, I get that it sucks when you have known someone for a while and saw them as a trusted friend. But to me, this kind of thing is immature and inconsiderate. You've already made your choice, and now he wants to swoop in at the final hour to proclaim his love for you and sweep you off your feet. Or is it just that you're the only woman who has been willing to tolerate his crap for as long as you have, and now that you're getting married, he feels like he is falling behind in successfully achieving a relationship that was ever healthy enough to get to that point? So now he is desperately trying to hold on to this fragment of his past that was the only unchanging thing, his friendship with you, because he knows damn good and well now that he isn't your favorite person ever anymore. Because I strongly suspect it's the latter. Show your fiancé the text and let him feel his own feelings too. Just send, "You are my friend," and nothing more. I need to process my thoughts, so don't come to the wedding, and don't contact me. I will contact you when I am ready. Then mute him if you can. If he tries to message again, block him. It really sucks, but you just need to put this to one side and enjoy your wedding. This is a good idea. I wasn't planning on having my phone the day of anyways. Also have someone you are close to be semi-aware of the situation and that you don't want him there. You don't have to give all the details, but just something as simple as, I'm no longer comfortable having him here, and if he shows up, I need your help to kick him out so I don't have to worry about it. And now for the update. Hi everyone. My husband and I love being able to say that now, and I got back from our honeymoon yesterday. I turned on my phone and opened the Reddit app and it was still signed into this account, so I had an oh yeah moment and figured I'd post an update. So a lot of people here really helped validate the icky mess of feelings I was having. Thank you for that. Posting here really helped put my thoughts into words. So that night, my fiance got home from his brother's. I let him sit down and then I showed him the text. He read it and I watched his eyes get bigger and expression angrier. Of course, I started apologizing like an idiot, and he told me I didn't owe him an apology for anything. We talked and he told me he figured the guy had a crush, but kept it respectful. And really he had. We were close, but beyond a side hug during greetings and goodbyes, there was no physicality. I even let him read out past messages, just to see that there was no emotional affair or me leading him on. I never even vented about my fiance when we would have arguments, because I knew better than to do that. I talked to my mom low. So my fiance asked me what I wanted to do, and I said that while it did sadden me, I didn't want him at our wedding. I was afraid that he would try some nonsense. We typed up a very brief message. It said, "Friend, I'm sorry that you mistook my friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen, and it'd be best if you didn't attend." To be clear, I let fiance read this message, and he stands by my decision to uninvite you. We wanted to make it clear that it was me who wanted him to not come, not just my fiance. Knowing him, he'd probably claim that fiance forced me to uninvite him. He read the message and left it on read for a while. I honestly started getting pretty anxious over it, and fiance asked if I wanted to block him. Part of me wanted to, and part of me wanted to hear him out. And when he finally responded, the text was so long that I had to click on it to read it. It was horrible. He called me a liar for leading him on for over a decade, that he hoped my fiance left me and that we were infertile. It was just horrible thing after horrible thing, and I started crying. Fiance took my phone into the other room while I sobbed. I think he called him, but I'm not sure. What I do know is after about an hour, he came back in, handed me my phone back, and told me that friend was now blocked on everything, would not be attending, and the best man and my maid of honor knew of the situation and would handle it for me. It was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders, honestly. After reading that message, I really wasn't so sad that friend wouldn't be attending anymore. And our wedding freaking rocked. We had the time of our lives, surrounded by people who loved us and we loved them. It still feels like a dream, to be honest. And if friend tried to show up, I never heard anything of it. I guess that's the update. It's not nearly as dramatic and crazy as what people hoped for, I feel like, but I'm happy. You were engaged to someone else, but he thought you were leading him on. Probably a good thing he showed his true colors. Makes losing from your life an easy decision with no guilt. Carrying a secret love for 10 years, and then just flinging it away a flipping couple days before the wedding instead of manning up, then going into full Texas cheerleader mom mode, and probably regretted it 20 minutes later. Nah, karma at work. For all three of them. I will add one thing. Opus's husband is the silent hero. Calm, reasonable, caring, but swift with righteous anger. Love the response. Yikes. Your new husband sounds lovely and caring. And your ex-friend sounds, extremely unpleasant. In his fantasy world, I guess you were just dating your husband to tantalize him, huh? What a guy. I'm so happy to hear that you're surrounded by people who love you. This guy leaving your life is so not a loss. It's a game. Everyone is saying OP got a good husband, but I would say OP also makes for a wonderful partner. She was completely honest with her husband and didn't hide anything in the name of privacy, and she came up with the idea of banning him from the wedding. A lot of people would still have invited him, but OP sounds like she has impeccable boundaries. Congrats on the wedding, and it seems you guys are really well matched. This made me smile. Thank you. Last story. My female 27, boyfriend male 30, confessed feelings for my best friend female 24. He and I met over a mutual interest in martial arts last summer. He and I hit it off very quickly, becoming fast friends and quite close. As one does, I developed feelings for him and he thought it might work out with us. It was a nice relationship, we hung out a lot, had a lot of fun, and we communicated very easily when something was not how we wanted it to be. Then in December, we weren't together for that long, almost 2 months. He broke up with me because he developed feelings for my best friend with whom he had barely interacted with at that point. After some talking, we decided to stay friends, which involved us continuing to hold hands and kiss. He and my best friend agreed after talking to each other that she had no feelings for him, and she assured me this several times, and that they wouldn't continue to talk to each other out of consideration for me. After a week, she confessed to me that she is super confused about her feelings and is now doubting that there were feelings like she thought. I tried to help her through this emotionally. It hurt to have to do that. A day before Christmas, she messaged asking if I were okay with her meeting up with him to have that final closure for her. I told her in no uncertain terms that I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. Now, I was told by her that they met up behind my back and that they both decided to pursue their mutual feelings. When I called him up to ask, he confessed he'd rather have met her whenever we did. I know it is over a relationship that didn't last for years, still I am very hurt and livid. They both expressed that they wish to stay friends with me, and I am so angry and do not wish to see either of them right now or ever. Am I being overdramatic? I do not know how to proceed right now. I want to go nuclear, as in no contact. I want to cry and then rage. He said he will talk to me in person tomorrow, and I feel so lost. Any advice would be appreciated. I tried to help her through this emotionally. It hurt to have to do that. You should not have done that, and the moment he told you he was breaking up with you due to feelings for your friend, you should have cut him out of your life. You need to be honest about how betrayed you feel. Do not pretend like you are not hurt. Tell them both that you need a break from them. I see I shouldn't have done that now. After that discussion, she had assured me once more that there were no feelings and that she was really confused. Turned out that she had hoped to suppress them. He said that this is no betrayal when I confronted him with how hurt I am. Hence my state of utter confusion. How is there not betrayal from him? He emotionally cheated on you during your relationship and is now trying to bang your friend. I say tell both of them you are not interested in being involved with people who do not respect or care about your feelings. I don't know exactly what he means by that, other than we were already broken up and that he had been honest from the start about why. And I think it is along the lines of trying to justify going for my now ex-friend because there is no reason to expect that one does not pursue your ex's friend, and vice versa that the friend is not to pursue the ex.